Ladies and gentlemen, can you please be upstanding for the Right Honourable Mark Carney, Prime Minister of Canada, and Madam Fox Carney. Before we commence, we just want to make a small presentation to Madam Fox Carney. You're very welcome, and I'd like to call my colleague Joanne Grehan and Mags Connell to make the small presentation. That's okay.
Oh my goodness.
We have a very special Foxford blanket for you as well, it's where we're very proud of our And my apologies to all the protocol team. So, we'll now commence proceedings. Cathaoirleach, Councillor Seán Carey, Prime Minister Carney, Madam Fox Carney, An Taoiseach Micheál Martin, Minister Calleary, Minister Dillon, Ambassador King, Ambassador Concannon, Oireachtas members, elected members of Mayo County Council, Chief Executive Kevin Kelly, visiting guests from Canada, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Siofra Kilcullen. On behalf of Mayo County Council, it is my great pleasure, a heartfelt welcome to this distinguished civic reception in honour of our esteemed guest, Prime Minister Mark Carney. We are truly delighted to gather together in celebration, and it is a pleasure to see so many distinguished guests, elected members, community representatives, and friends of Mayo in attendance. Your presence this evening significantly enhances the importance of this occasion. We hope that your time with us offers a genuine sense of the warmth of our friendship, one we trust will endure for generations. Tonight's programme will be a short but meaningful one. We will begin with an address from the Cathaoirleach of Mayo County Council, Councillor Seán Carey. Following the Cathaoirleach, we will hear from the Chief Executive, Kevin Kelly, who will extend a formal welcome. We will then move to the centrepiece of this evening's ceremony, the presentation of the civic scroll by the Cathaoirleach to the Prime Minister, a token of esteem and recognition from the people of Mayo. This will be followed by an address from our guest of honour, Prime Minister Carney. Following these formalities, we will invite you all to relax and enjoy a short cultural programme showcasing the very best of music and dance from Mayo, a celebration of our rich heritage and the vibrant spirit of our community. Without further delay, I will now invite the Cathaoirleach of Mayo County Council, Councillor Seán Carey, to address you.
Gurmaigad Siofra. Prime Minister Mark Carney, Madame Carney, An Taoiseach Micheál Martin, Ambassador King, Ambassador Concannon, Minister Calleary, Minister Alan Dillon, my fellow elected members of Mayo County Council, Oireachtas members, Kevin Kelly, Chief Executive, distinguished guests and friends, especially all of those of you who have travelled from Canada here today. It is my great privilege as Cathaoirleach and first citizen of this fine county to welcome you all here this evening, what is a truly special and historic occasion. Tonight we gather to honour one of our own, a man with deep roots in this county, who has gone on to lead one of the greatest nations in the world. Prime Minister Carney, I extend the warmest of Mayo welcomes to you. Before reaching your current office, you built an extraordinary career at the very highest level of global leadership, guiding the financial affairs of Canada, serving as the Governor of the Bank of England and advising the United Nations on climate action and finance. But I suspect that none of those roles quite prepared you for the challenge you faced earlier today, surviving the legendary Mayo welcome, especially from the community of Ahagawar and Westport. I'm sure there was a moment when your team quietly mentioned you about the schedule and the need to keep moving. But as anyone who has spent time in this part of the world will know, Mayo hospitality has its own rhythm and its own authority. The welcome isn't measured in minutes, but in the warmth of the people you meet. Prime Minister, this evening represents one of the great highlights of my time as Cathaoirleach. It is a true honour to host this civic reception in your name. As you know, a civic reception is reserved for those who have made a very special contribution and brought pride and distinction to Mayo. It is not given lightly, and tonight you join a very distinguished group. I had the pleasure earlier this year of hearing you speak at the St. Patrick's Day reception in Ottawa, and I was struck by the genuine pride and affection you spoke with about your connection to Mayo, particularly your family's journey from Ahagawar in 1925. Your story of tracing your grandfather's baptismal records in St. Patrick's Church clearly meant a great deal to you, and it resonated deeply with everyone listening. And I must say, I particularly liked your story about keeping a map of Mayo on the wall of your office in the Bank of England. It's a simple gesture, but a powerful one, and one that so many families here can relate to. All over the world, people with Mayo roots keep a little piece of home close by, whether it is a photograph, a keepsake, or simply a memory. Immigration is part of Mayo's story. In my own area and in every corner of this county, generations have led to build lives abroad. Like your own family, they made their mark wherever they went, contributing to their communities, succeeding in their fields, and always carrying a strong sense of where they came from. Nowhere is that connection stronger than in Canada. The bonds between our people are deep and enduring, shaped by history, strengthened by family, and very much alive today. Prime Minister, it gives me great pleasure this evening to host this civic reception on behalf of Mayo County Council and the people of Mayo. We are proud of you, we are delighted to welcome you here, and we hope that you will always feel at home in this county. And I hope that in years to come you will look back on today with fondness as a day when the people of Mayo gathered to honour one of their own and to say thank you. And, Prime Minister Carney, C-A-R-N-E-Y, my surname, Carey, C-A-R-E-Y, there's only one letter in the difference. And I was at a meeting recently, and he was called Prime Minister Carey by a member, where they got a bit mixed up. So I assure you, you're safe now. I'm not after your job or at that. But it was a light-hearted moment at the same time. So I just want to once again thank you for being with us here today, and hope you enjoy the rest of your trip. So Gramila Maihig of Gilead.
Thank you, Cathaoirleach. I would now like to invite the Chief Executive of Mayo County Council, Kevin Kelly, to address you.
Cathaoirleach an Córar Seán Carey, a Príomh-Ara Carney, a Van Ussel Carney, a Taoiseach Micheál Martin, a Ari Ambassador King, Ambassador Concannon, Córlóirí Conde Wio, Teachtaí Dála, Shanador, a Ine Speisialta agus a Córide go léir. Is mór an honor dom a bheith an seo liver fad ag an ócáid starúil seo I gcathair na Mart. Ní féidir le cóirle Conde Wio honor níos mó a léiró ná fáilsiú cathaire a chur siúl go gcuine. Is honor ínach léirítar ach na daoine is fiontaí. Orú siúd a bhfuil actaí móra banseamach acu trí iireacht leanúnach a dhéanamh agus na tréthaí is fearr dar gundaí agus dar muintir a léirú. Ní léon áras ach go bhfuil tosa a Príomh-Ara Carney, ní hamháin tar éis an tairseach sin a bhaint amach ach I a chomhrú. Prime Minister Carney, it is my great honour on behalf of Mayo County Council and the people of the county to extend a very warm and heartfelt welcome to you and Madam Carney here today, and perhaps the most appropriate words, which you've probably heard many times already today, are simply welcome home. We are deeply proud to host you here today, not as a visitor to this most beautiful part of the world, but as someone with a genuine and enduring affinity with this county, its people and its story. Mayo is a place that leaves its mark on all who encounter it, but for many, including yourself, it is more than just a place. It is an integral part of identity, heritage and belonging. Like many regions across Ireland, Mayo's history is intertwined with immigration. Countless families from this county crossed oceans in search of greater opportunity, carrying with them their values, traditions, and most importantly, their sense of community. Those journeys shaped not only their own futures, but also the societies they helped to build, which of course includes Canada. Across generations, the story of Mayo has been one of resilience, spirit, and unfortunately, immigration. But today we are immensely proud of our Mayo diaspora, whose influence spans every corner of the globe. Generations of Mayo people have contributed to Canadian life in meaningful ways across public service, business, culture, community leadership, and politics. In return, Canada has offered welcome, opportunity, and a space for Mayo's sons and daughters to thrive. Next year, we will see a major cultural and commemorative initiative between our two countries, with Canada-Ireland 180 is celebrated. It will mark 180 years since 1847, a defining moment in our country's shared history, when over 100,000 Irish people, many thousands of them from Mayo, went to Canada in the hope of finding a better future. In the following decades, the Irish constituted the largest ethnic group in most larger Canadian towns, and therefore it is no surprise that today Canada is one of the largest Irish diaspora in the world. This milestone offers us a unique platform to reflect on our shared history while also building new relationships for the future. And Mayo County Council is committed to playing a leading role in these commemorations, working with partners in Canada to develop meaningful cultural exchanges, artistic collaborations and community-led initiatives that honour the journey of those that left these shores, while celebrating the vibrant relationship that continues today. We see this as an opportunity not only to remember, but to reconnect, not only to commemorate, but to collaborate. Mayo is a place that really values its people, and whether at home or abroad, there is a strong sense of connection, identity and shared heritage. That sense of belonging is something we work hard to nurture at Mayo County Council, whether through supporting our communities here in this county or by reaching out to our diaspora across the world. In recent years, we have placed a renewed emphasis on strengthening these global links, recognising that our diaspora is not just a part of our past, but an essential part of both our present and our future. The bond between Mayo and Canada is a powerful example of what can be achieved when those relationships are valued and sustained. And the benefits of these connections, economically, culturally and socially, enrich our communities, broaden our perspectives and create new opportunities. This relationship between Mayo and Canada is not simply historical. It is vibrant, living and evolving. It is reflected in family connections, cultural exchanges, economic links, and a shared sense of community that transcends geography. It is evident in the visits home, in the stories that are passed down, and in the continuing pride that people feel in their Mayo roots. Thankfully, the immigration of the past, which was based on necessity and indeed survival, has now been replaced with population flows based on choice and underpinned by education, knowledge and experience. Every family has its own connection to Canada, whether derived from the historical past or more recent times. Perhaps my own experience of having a son undertake a semester last year in the Smith Business School in Queen's University, Kingston, is a small reflection of the current and changed relationship between our countries. Prime Minister, your own connections to Mayo embody this enduring bond. They serve as a powerful reminder of how the threads of family history and diaspora weave together across countries and indeed generations. There is no greater example of this than your grandparents, Robert Carney and Nora Moran, emigrating from Ahagower to Canada in 1925, and you becoming Prime Minister of your great country just 100 years later. It is truly remarkable that the village of Ahagower that baptised your grandparents has today been able to welcome you home as one of the most powerful leaders in the world. Today is therefore a moment not only to celebrate your visit, Prime Minister, but also to celebrate this unique and enduring relationship between Mayo and Canada. A relationship built on shared history, strengthened through people, and full of promise for the future. On behalf of the elected members, the staff of Mayo County Council, and the people of this great county, I welcome you most sincerely to Mayo. I hope that your visit here has been both meaningful and memorable, and may it serve to further deepen the close ties between our respective communities. Thank you. Gora míle mágad.
Gora míle mágad, Kevin. I would now like to invite the Cathaoirleach of Mayo County Council to come forward and read the civic scroll that has been prepared for Prime Minister Carney.
Shifra. Mayo County Council extends a civil reception to the Right Honourable Mark Carney, Prime Minister of Canada. In honouring the Right Honourable Mark Carney, Prime Minister of Canada, on the occasion of his being recognised by Mayo County Council, the Cathaoirleach and members of Mayo County Council wish to place a formal record the following. Whereas you have maintained a proud and enduring connection to Mayo County through your family roots in Ahagower, a heritage you have acknowledged throughout your distinguished career. Whereas you have achieved exceptional distinction on the world stage, serving as Governor of the Bank of Canada, Governor of the Bank of England, and in senior leadership roles within the global financial institutions. Whereas you have demonstrated outstanding leadership in international economic policy, guiding major economies through periods of global uncertainty with integrity, expertise, and a commitment to public service. Whereas your elevation to the office of Prime Minister of Canada stands as a historic achievement, marking you as one of the most influential leaders of Irish descent on the global stage and affirming your place among the world's foremost statesmen. Whereas you have become a leading global voice on climate action and sustainable finance, champion policies that protect future generations and strengthen international cooperation. Whereas you have brought honour to Mayo by proudly acknowledging your Mayo heritage in your public life, becoming an ambassador for the county on the global stage. Whereas you have shown that people with roots in Mayo can rise to the highest levels of international leadership, inspiring current and future generations across the county to pursue their ambitions with confidence and purpose. Mindful of the above, the Cathaoirleach and members of Mayo County Council have resolved to accord this civic reception in recognition of your exceptional achievements, your service to global public life, and your continued connection to the people and heritage of County Mayo. Thank you.
I'd now like to call on the Prime Minister to come and accept the scroll and address you. from you.
Yeah, take it. You're going to give it back?
No. I now call on the Prime Minister to address you. And I'll take the scroll for a minute. Just for a minute.
Temporary. Dominic. Let me tell you a brief story to put this honour in context. About a year and a half ago, a little less than that, another great leader, Cathaoirleach, gave me a gift. And he said, "Mark, this is very special. This is unique." And it's a key. It's a key to the White House. It's a key to the White House, Mark. No one else has it. I found it. It wasn't really true. No one else has it. He has the key to the White House. I was touched. I said, "Mr. President, what does it do?" And he said, "Well, they'll either let you in or they'll shoot you." They'll probably shoot you. With this honor, I know that every door in Mayo will be opened at any time. So thank you. Thank you. I also know that that's true for those who don't get honors, those who come back, those with good intentions. And that's the true honor of this county and of this country. So thank you for that. Cathaoirleach Carey, soon to be Prime Minister Carney, Mayo County Council, thank you. Taoiseach Mayo Martin, thank you for your leadership, your hospitality. Mary, thank you for being here. Ministers Cleary and Dillon, Ambassadors King and Concannon, my good friend, colleague James Maloney, distinguished senators, friends, thank you for this great honor and this great welcome. Taoiseach, I want to thank you again for, amongst other things, last night's dinner, which was a beautiful celebration of the kinship of the relationship between Canada and Ireland. And I want to thank you for being here tonight, this morning, yesterday, when you're so busy with so many responsibilities. It means a great deal. And as the Cathaoirleach said, it's great to be back home. It's great for me to be back home. And I'm going to draw on the story that you heard because it means a lot to me and it's part of what grounds my thinking, which is 40 years ago, 41 years ago now, when I was applying for my Irish citizenship, I did find, through my mother and some of you know, in the Historical Society, my very organized sister, I found my grandfather's baptismal record from St. Patrick's in Ahagawa. So, original faded paper, and next to his name, my great-grandfather, Patrick, had made his mark. I've thought about that mark many times. And it's not a mark of absence, not a mark of something that he didn't possess, but a mark of presence, what's available to him. Witnessing, affirming in the way he could. And the child named on that record, my grandfather, Robert, grew up in this county, looked at the life here, and decided to cross the Atlantic and carrying with him that mark and the centuries that crafted it. Because the history here, the values here, the purpose here, the humanity runs deeper than, far, far deeper than written memory. As at the KJ Fields beneath the bog, some of you know the oldest known field systems on Earth So farmers who cultivated this land 1,000 of years before the pyramids were built. St. Patrick fasted on the mountain that watches over this town. Grania, while the pirate queen ruled these waters. And then, when famine struck, it took 1 in 3 people from this county through death or departure for new life across the ocean. And when the Blight returned in 1879, it was here that the Land League was born. And within generations, the farmers of Ireland owned the land on which they worked. So this county has known hardship without being diminished by it, and great beauty without being softened by it. And it's the county, it's the people that made my family. My grandparents left Mayo and crossed the Atlantic as part, as you know, of a mass movement of Irish that helped shape an entire country. And Canada, to its great credit, did something unusual with those who came. It didn't require them to become something unrecognizable to themselves in order to belong. And it's the same bargain that we in Canada strike with every immigrant population. Le constat fondamental du Canada est que l'unité n'est pas synonyme d'uniformité, que nos différences sont des atouts à cultiver et non des risques à gérer. Au Canada, la foi, la langue, le patrimoine et les traditions ne sont pas des concessions faites à la citoyenneté. Ils en sont l'expression même. C'est pourquoi, comme l'Irlande, le Canada est un pays bilingue et fier de l'être. Canada is a mosaic, not a melting pot. And this is a distinction that matters. Because a mosaic doesn't dissolve or blend its pieces. Each is stitched to each, and all the pieces hold all. And the beauty is in the arrangement, not in the blending. So those Irish who came before my grandparents helped to build that mosaic in Canada. Just next to my office in Ottawa, as Seamus O'Regan knows, one of our great former future ministers, leaders. Just next to our offices, Irish laborers, thousands of them, had carved a 200-kilometer canal through forest, rock, and swamp with hand tools and blasting powder. And disease took many of them before it was finished. That canal, the Rideau Canal, still stands today. It's still used today, including for recreation. As you know, there are now 4.5 million Canadians of Irish descent. This is not a community at the margins, but it is a current that runs through the center of Canada. And it's a community, like Canada's other diasporas, that draws inspiration from its homeland. In this case, draws inspiration from Mayo. And as the Cathaoirleach mentioned, when I was governor of the Bank of England, and that's not a place that's designed to make you feel small, I kept in my office a small map, still have, of County Mayo, as instruction, not decoration. I kept it there so whatever came through that door, chancellors, crises, the weight of markets, the weight of expectations, I would remember where I actually came from. So the map wasn't sentimental, it's structural, held something in place. The Irish are structural to Canada, foundational. Structural in what the Irish built, structural in the millions of lives, structural in a way that a county on the edge of the Atlantic can hold a person in place oceans away. And what was true of that map is also true of Canada itself, because the story of Canada does begin in places around the world, places like Mayo, Mumbai, Merseyside, places that hold the journey in place because we're a country that keeps the threads. And one of this island's greatest poets understood this better than anyone. And Yeats issued a demand under Ben Bulben that's always felt somewhat personal, even though I'm not a poet, very obviously, if you've read my book or listened to any of my speeches. But Irish poets, learn your trade, sing whatever is well made. Remember the peasantry, he says. Remember the monks, the hard-riding country gentlemen, the lords and ladies beaten into clay through 7 heroic centuries. Keep the thread of those who made their mark. And then, having galloped through all of that history, all that accumulated life, he lands on the result, which is the indomitable Irishry. Indomitable. A quality that persists across loss, across displacement, across centuries of being beaten into the clay and then rising again, not unchanged, unbroken. That indomitable Irish spirit is what we must call on now. Canada and Ireland face a rapidly changing world, one which unfortunately is more dangerous and divided. A world that must feel as uncertain as the future must have to my grandparents when they immigrated. A rules-based order from which we've long benefited is eroding, the values we cherish are under threat, and as reliable partners become fewer, those that remain matter ever more. And Canada believes that this moment of rupture can only be answered by positive, purposeful action, by building what comes next. So we look first to our closest allies. That's Europe, that's Ireland. Ours is a relationship founded on those who built anew, by women and men who crossed the Atlantic in search of a better future for their children, a future they could not yet see. And it's that legacy, their legacy, that we must call on today, so that the values that we've inherited become the foundation of a better world for those to follow. So, to return to Mayo, to be honored with a civic reception and a welcome such as this is a testament to this county, and also, if I may, to my grandparents, relatives. A testament to the life that Robert and Nora built for themselves in Canada, for their children and their grandchildren, and it's a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Irish everywhere, whose pride in their heritage is unbroken by distance and time and built forever. As has been mentioned earlier today, my great-grandfather could not have imagined the distance of the mark on the page in Mayo would travel before returning. And the narrowing of distance is what today, this evening, is all about. A thread that runs from Mayo, from the black soil and the Atlantic light across the ocean, through the Canadian winters where Ireland was kept alive, to a map on the wall in Threadneedle Street, to this room tonight. 4 generations. An ocean, one thread. I'm grateful for that thread. I'm grateful for this room and those in it, the grace with which you hold it, and the honor you've given me and my family. You're welcome. Thank you very much.